Welcome to the Running with James podcast, where every HYROX athlete, OCR competitor, and the everyday runner has a place. We're passionate about building a community that supports, building confidence that empowers, and building champions who rise. Together, we'll push limits and chase what moves us. Remember, when you change your mind, you change your life. Now here's your host, James Wyatt.
Lauren, why don't you welcome us
No.
today? Yes, you never do it. Let's do it. Let's see what you got.
I don't like welcoming us.
Show your heat. Let's go.
I didn't warm up. Hang on.
Get them lips. There we go.
Now I'm definitely not doing it.
Welcome to Running with James.
Thank you.
The number one HYROX running podcast nationwide.
So when we make those claims, we have to be very specific.
Okay.
The number one running podcast that talks about HYROX that has Lauren and Carlos and Coach James on it.
Yes.
That way, that's facts.
Okay.
Nobody can dispute that.
I had like an asterisk right there.
Okay.
To it. It's in the show notes.
That's good. Are you just going to hold your lip up the
Yeah.
whole show?
Yeah.
I would wait till we have video going.
No,
That
I'm
would be
getting
my-
used to what this feels like.
Because you're going to get it pumped up?
Who knows?
Plump?
Tape.
Who knows?
You could do a test run with some tape. Tape them lips up.
I would say I don't want to sacrifice one of my bees because that's cruel, but get a little bee sting on the lip. But that also could affect the whole face.
Could you maybe get like a little suction cup thing and put it on there and just and let
There is a thing like that.
I got some cups in my car. I have a little pump on
Yeah,
them.
look at the cuppings.
Yeah, we can put like two little ones right here. I think 2.5 pumps.
Because really, you just want to get a little blood to it.
Yeah.
Get it pumped.
Maybe I'll get you can get like a new like lip treatment or like a lip balm or something that's supposed to have like a heating element. It's supposed to like puff them
up a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'll try that.
I bet you if you just put on a little lipstick with a little lip liner, that would probably plump them up more than enough.
Little visual effect.
Yeah, just do the visual effect.
Keep going. We're not talking about my lips anymore. I'm just going to sit here.
Yeah. I mean, you could have like really flat, like the duck lips. I can't do it, but because my lips are very full. But
How nice for you.
yeah, but you have a full head of hair.
I do have a full head of hair.
Right? So you take the good with the bad, Lauren. We can't all have luscious lips like I have. We can't have this beautiful,
Gorgeous
skin
mocha skin.
that he has.
Yeah.
We can't have whatever it is that you have.
We're still trying to figure out what that is, people.
Anxiety.
No, I don't pray that. I don't pray that on anyone.
I'm only
I don't
joking.
wish that on anyone. Let's move on.
You have a model.
Let's move on.
Self-proclaimed taller than
move on.
James.
And you're taller than me.
And welcome to the Running with James podcast.
No, that's not the voice I want.
Oh,
I want that one that you do. That one.
Bring the heat.
Yeah, do the one.
Bring the
I
heat.
don't know what the one is.
Yeah, you do. Just do it. Just do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
And welcome to the Running with James podcast. I'm your co-host, Lauren, joined today by the illustrious Coach James Wyatt and other co-host, Carlos Quevedo. Is that it?
I would like Coach.
Coach Quevedo.
Thank you. Like Coach Carlos.
Coach Carlos.
There we go. Perfect.
What's your middle name, Carlos?
Alejandro.
Ooh.
Dude, why don't you go by Alejandro?
Alejandro.
Well, that's why we went. Alex is actually reverse. Alex Carlos Quevedo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it was a
Alejandro.
little.
So it's
That
like
only-
he's a junior, but he's not.
We flipped it.
Nice.
I'm actually technically a junior. I was named after my
great name.
grandpa.
No.
Alejandro is a great name.
I like Alejandro.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
And then if you say it like with a Latin accent, bro.
Bring
What's
it.
your name? Alejandro. Because you have to
Yeah.
put that bass like you're
You definitely that Antonio Banderas. Kind of.
Antonio Banderas.
That's right.
You whisper some of it.
Yeah, kind of like
Alejandro is always the name of a character in like one of those like lady romance novels.
It is. Yeah. I'm thinking
Alejandro.
telenovelas, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alejandro.
He is the guy wooing the girl that's gone from poor to rich or rich to poor. There is no other formula.
That's it. That's all you need.
That's it.
That's all you need. Yeah.
And Diego is his evil twin brother.
Is it?
I don't know.
Is it Diego?
I don't know.
Probably be like
Diego. I feel like it's a name that you can like say with like a little like a
Antonio.
or Antonio. I feel like it's a name you got to say with like a little like an attitude like.
There's
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
There was a guy I
Diego.
met, and his name was so.
You
awesome.
say Diego and it like you say like it's a little evil.
It was a Spanish name. It was like so good, and the way he said it was amazing. I was like, dude, I'm so jealous of you. But it was like, I'm trying to think of what his name was, but it was like kind of like Santiago, but not like it was that kind of long, that kind of length, but it was a much better name.
But it kind of rolled off the tongue, kind of just
off the tongue, and it was just so like, oh my gosh, you're like a freaking Latin man of mystery. You know? My name's James. it's like
Yeah.
my name's Jeff, right? You know what I'm saying? That's,
Yes.
Yeah. You got Alejandro, James, Lauren.
So it's okay. What's your middle name, Lauren?
We've done this. Catherine.
That's right, Catherine.
With a K and a Y.
Catherine. That's right.
Not even the British way to spell it.
I wouldn't.
It's the fancy way to spell it.
No, that's nice. You should go by.
No, mine's not the fancy way to spell it. Mine's the lazy
That's
way
why
to
you
spell
went
it.
by Kitty Cat. That and the collar, the choke
The
collars.
middle name had less to do with it. It was more of like I wore a lot of chokers with bells.
Yeah.
And the black eyeliner, right?
Lots of eyeliner, like a little raccoon. And it just seemed like a cool thing to go by.
Kitty Cat.
Kitty cat. Did not stick. Probably for the best.
No, I agree. Well, guys, my goodness. It's been a day. Today's beautiful outside.
It's wonderful.
Gorgeous weather.
We should have done an outdoor podcast.
Ooh, we should have. I mean, it's like one of those kind of days where it's the middle of the day and you go outside and you're like, this is like, there's a coolness to the breeze, but the sun's out.
It's perfect combination.
Like you can't get mad. There's no humidity. It's like, I mean,
I couldn't even get mad. I took my dogs for a walk,
Yeah.
and one of them jumped in the ditch. I couldn't even get mad.
no, you couldn't.
No.
It's too beautiful of a day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it just makes me excited about what's to come
Lots to come.
because I think we have a week of this weather.
I'm going to enjoy every day.
Every second of it. I might move my desk outside actually.
You know,
Take
like
my
you,
appointments outside.
like you see like a Disney musical when they kind of get up out of bed, they pop out of bed, do a little twirl,
Singing a song and the birds are like singing with them.
twirl their hat,
Yeah.
just kind of skedaddle out the door.
Oh,
I
I like it.
Click the heels.
Oh yeah.
We're off to work.
Maybe I should click my heels tomorrow morning when I go to work. Oh, I like that. I'm going to do my long run tomorrow because I'm going to the rodeo on Saturday. So maybe I'll click my heels when I get up at 5 in the morning to go run in the dark. Because that whole run will be in the dark because now the time change.
No, it's like, is it midnight? Is it 7 a.m.? I don't know.
There's no
telling.
Were you thrown off a little bit when we were in... did you go to Manchester?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were in No, was it Manchester?
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you a little thrown off when it was like still light outside at 10 o'clock?
Yes. I'm trying to think now because, yes.
You remember? Because it was like...
Yeah, I'm trying to remember
It was
now.
in the summertime.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, you did doubles. You did mixed doubles with Joyce, right?
Yeah. I mean, Joyce did it.
So, yeah. That threw me off. Like 10 o'clock at night, and it's still like broad daylight.
Yeah.
That was insane to me. I can't even imagine living in a place like Alaska where like you get daylight like for 24 hours.
I actually used to work up there.
Okay.
And I actually went up to the northern slope, the very top of Alaska.
Yeah.
During the winter, it would be like dark the whole 24/7.
Really?
Like a little bit like midday, like kind of like a haze, like
Okay.
like a little bit light, but you could sleep.
I bet
You could just sleep and
anytime, anywhere.
anytime, anywhere. It was
Yeah.
wouldn't want to live up there.
No.
And then in the summer, like you said, you go out and it's daylight. So was it summer solstice? I believe they called
Solstice,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, and just daylight the whole time. So you got to be a special breed to live up there.
That would be hard. That would be the hardest thing for me, I think. Like, because I need darkness to sleep, like complete darkness to sleep.
Yes.
So, like, that would be tough. Obviously, you have to have everything blacked out, but that would just be so weird.
Yeah. It's
Right.
like, what was that movie? The Christopher Nolan movie, Insomnia.
I don't know.
You never seen it? It's about Robin Williams, someone else. They're kind of in Alaska, and
Yeah.
one's a serial killer.
Oh.
And the
That
guy can't
sounds
sleep.
familiar.
Al Pacino, I think, is in it.
Al Pacino, yes.
Yeah.
It was like they run across like logs in the water or something
Yes.
like that. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I remember some of that. Yeah. Okay. I don't remember the name of it. But yes, I do remember that for sure. So, well, Lauren, are you enjoying this beautiful weather?
I am. It's very, I mean, today I finally am. Everything up until today has been gloomy and rainy and made me very sleepy. But today is gorgeous. Today is nice. Today is a be outside kind of day.
Yeah, it is for sure. Well, have you guys had any kind of feedback from our conversation last week? At all?
Little feedback I had from one viewer just said thought we were funny.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really? That's
Oh,
nice.
that was- yeah. that was-
Like, who was the funniest? Like, did they say who was the funniest, or just as a collective we were entertaining?
it was just hold on. Let me. I don't want to misrepresent them.
Okay.
Okay, found it. It says, halfway through the podcast, y'all are funny. Ha ha. So
Okay. Well,
that's
hopefully they learned something
yeah, I hope so.
other than that we were funny.
I hopefully I got some good information as well.
Yeah.
But that's the only feedback.
Lauren, would you say we're funny?
Yeah. Yeah. What?
You can elaborate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did a long by elaborate. Yeah. That's one way to do it. I would.
Yeah. I think.
So
I'm trying to think of how many different ways I can say the same word.
that's 4 yeahs right
that
there.
is-
So I mean,
Yeah, you're good.
Any more elaboration than that? It's just
I don't
good.
think we're ready for anything more than that. You're good. Your alliteration skills are second to none.
The picture's been painted.
I think
Yeah.
people find us entertaining because of the way we communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good. Well, last week we kind of got into HYROX, and I know we talk about it at times, right? We bring it up because we have races we go and do. Plus, it's a big part of our community. Obviously, we're a HYROX affiliated gym, and it's a lot of the events. I mean, we do a lot of other things like 10Ks, half marathons. I would say OCR, but we haven't done that in a little while. So, even though we are an OCR gym,
It's become infused into our DNA.
DNA.
It's now in our DNA, like this symbiote creature formed with BC, and it's just intertwined.
I mean, you're wearing a HYROX hat right now.
Yeah.
I think she's wearing a HYROX shirt right now, right?
It's like
Yeah.
80% of my wardrobe now.
yeah. So it's it's become a thing, right? And so last week we kind of talked in what it really was. What are some elements of it that make it great for just pretty much anybody to be able to do and enjoy. And so we talked about really what HYROX was. And so, and really kind of the main reason is because we've got a big race coming up for us in just a few weeks. Hometown race, right? HYROX Houston. And so, it's kind of exciting because, we have so many people that we are invested in that are going to be doing the race.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of that, I have several people that I, do classes with and stuff that are coming to watch just to look at it, or they're going to volunteer, which was really cool because last year was the same thing, right? We did the Houston, and I would say we had how many volunteers? We had
over 50
volunteers,
and a lot of them were not competing.
No, they weren't. But a lot of those people are competing this year.
This year they are.
So
They
it's just
saw
kinda
it.
neat to see that kind of progression and that journey that they've gone on. So.
I think it's kind of like a little, almost like a little. I don't want to say it's a trick, but it's kind of a way for us to get people to sort of entertain the idea. Is we get them, just come volunteer, come hang out, just come see the atmosphere, and then they get in the atmosphere oh.
Yeah.
And it usually
Expose them.
gets them kind of oh, okay.
Yeah.
This looks pretty cool.
Fun environment.
I get it. They say, I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
I understand why you guys enjoy this so much. And then they start doing the training and they start working out, and then they kind of start enjoying the community.
Muscles start popping out.
Yeah,
Start
they
getting a
get
little
shoulders.
bit. Yes, little shoulders, a little fitter.
It starts thinning out.
Yeah.
Right? You start filling out them britches a little differently.
Yep.
Right?
Little backside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, so really last week we got into what HYROX really was. And this week what I thought we could do is just really get into more or less how to survive HYROX. Well, maybe not survive, thrive in HYROX.
How about survive and thrive?
Yeah, both, right?
Dude,
I mean,
it's-
that's
it's-
really what we teach. We try to encourage people how to get the best out of their training and their body and their athleticism to give the overall best performance they possibly can. And that's different for everybody.
I'm gonna try survive Tommy.
Yeah,
That's-
right. Exactly.
He's gonna run me.
Yeah, he seems raring to go.
I'm
Seems
excited.
highly motivated.
I'm excited.
Yep. So
Yeah.
he's gonna be back there.
If he dies, he dies.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
ready. It's
Just practice saying this over and over again. Ease up.
ease up.
Ease up.
Ease up.
Don't be
Is
afraid.
that the language?
Ease up.
That's the
Okay. Yeah.
safe word.
Yes. You very very fluent in Tommy.
I am.
You've done a lot of races with him.
I have.
So I will have to.
Yes.
I'm sure. Well, I'm just gonna.
We got a lot of race left.
Yeah.
Ease
Well,
up.
Ease up. Okay. I'm just gonna hope if he hears that he knows that's the ease up signal.
No.
Now he'll keep
You
going.
need to use the words.
Use the
Okay.
safe words.
You might even have to get in front of him. and
Pineapple.
stop. Slow down.
Pineapple.
You might
I'm
have
gonna
to get in
yell.
front of him and
We're just gonna
slow
yell
down.
at some point. Use your safe words.
Almost like brake check him.
Yeah.
Brake check him.
Yeah. Just to remind him.
Just-
hey, I'm here, buddy.
Okay.
I'm here. Don't
All
leave
right.
me.
All
Maybe
right.
you might have to shout that out. Don't leave me.
I'm gonna be prison yard. I'm gonna hold on to his little pocket.
Oh,
Just
nice.
yeah, don't leave me. Just
Nice. Very nice. So, it's exciting. We've got some cool weeks coming up here. next Saturday we're doing our pep rally, right? The 21st, March 21st, right? We're doing
Exciting.
a pep rally.
6 p.m., right?
Yeah, that's the start time. And then on March 26th, we've got our BC HYROX Run Club Shakeout Run at Memorial Park on Saturday at 7 p.m. And then we have that whole weekend of just fun in the sun. Well, I guess it's not going to be the sun. Fun in the stadium, fun in the
convention center.
Yeah, of just racing and enjoying ourselves, right? So, Lauren, let me ask you a quick question. So we're getting into the race, right? So we're going to talk about how to pace the race. You know, how do you work as a partnership? But I think what you do before the race, if I can get it out, is just as important as what you do in the race.
Yeah.
So what are some of the what are your pre-race, maybe some of the quirky, maybe the weird things, or maybe they're not that weird. Maybe they're what everybody should be doing. What are the things that you do pre-race to get you in that zone, to lock you in? I don't know why I'm doing this.
Yeah. Like you were trying
Like
to
this.
like a little bell.
Remember, what was this? Clock it. When we learned that.
Okay.
We learned that.
My pre-race go-tos, I usually have a playlist that I play, so to get me hype and pumped and excited. Me personally, I have a little pre-race motivational pep talk with myself. And
Really?
I do.
Well, she is her coach.
I cannot imagine you needing something like that.
And then a pre-race cry
You have a pre-race cry?
sometimes.
Oh my God, dude, you are okay. Keep going.
I'm an emotion. Like you said, I'm a lot of emotion.
No, I'm not gonna. No, I offended you because I tried to compliment you.
I might not. That might not be necessary this time.
I don't care about anything, but
That
I
might
have
not be-
pre-race cries.
Yes.
I might not need it this time.
No, okay.
I don't know if I'll need it this time.
Okay.
I usually do my warm up, my drills. I run around outside just to get everything.
Just like in circles, just run around. Ah!
yeah,
Exactly.
just like that too. I look like a Muppet.
Like the
My
Muppet
hands up.
Beaker. Remember Beaker?
Yeah,
Just running
That's
around on
literally
fire.
what it looks like. Yeah, just kind of move around, get going. I try not to go into the warm up zone too soon because I feel like that's just like you're watching. You have too much time to watch other people and watch what they're doing. It gets in your head. Mm-hmm. So I try to kind of at some point separate myself from what everyone else is doing, so I can just get in my own
Kind of like,
zone.
do I need to start pushing the sled like everyone else? You know?
I definitely never think I need to start pushing the sled, but I'm like, oh, maybe I should like get on the treadmill more. Maybe
No,
I should,
you see everyone doing
it's
like
definitely
full
more like that,
workouts.
but yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah, I guess that's it. I guess about somewhere in there I might have another snack.
Yeah. What about you? How much caffeine? Oh, I'm sorry. How much
No,
caffeine do you intake?
It varies.
Okay, Carlos.
Enough to kill a small animal.
Yeah.
Small
Enough to
animal?
explode an
Small
elephant's
animal?
heart.
No, nothing new in race day. Everything we do here at the gym, how we warm up for everything, our runs, our workouts, it's nothing changes. Very simple, like kind of Lauren said, to go outside the area, check in. Maybe I'll just sit with my bag, just kind of in my thoughts, listen to some music, and then about 30 minutes to, beforehand, I'll start kind of doing a quick little 5-minute jog, half a mile, dynamic stretching, nothing new on race day, run drills, and that's about it. Maybe as the time gets closer, as I walk into the warm-up area, 10 minutes beforehand, I might just give a couple pulls on the skier, just a little bit, nothing, maybe just quick 30 seconds just to kind of get my rhythm, and then it's go time.
Yeah.
And then maybe a little, not pre-workout, I drink this powder, UCAN powder, just a little supplement, like 30 minutes before, and that's it.
Nice.
Make sure I have all the checks, have my gels, quick checks.
Make sure we all have our chips on our
timing
ankles.
chip, yep. And then good to go.
Nice. I mean, that's basically what I do. I always suggest that whatever you do in training, like you said, nothing new on race day. So whatever I do in training is preparation for what I'm going to do on race day. So I do my best to kind of anything I'm going to work out, anything I want to try to do for the race day, I'm going to practice it in training. So that also means sometimes I train in the morning, sometimes I train in the middle of the day, sometimes I train at night, because you never know where your start time is going to be with HYROX. It could be in the morning, could be in the middle of the day, could be whenever, right?
Hey, can I add one thing as well as this routine can almost have a calming effect on you.
It can.
It's like your security blanket. The routine. You're not thinking about anything. It just should be automatic. Your routine by this
It's
stuff.
going to be.
Yes, there should be like you said, start panicking. What am I going to do? You already know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Just ease into that, that comfort of the routine, and just kind of slowly, like you said, it should just be automatic by that time.
Yeah.
And Carlos, you've raced pretty late before. Wasn't your last race like at 8 p.m. or something?
My last 2 or 3.
Like 8,
Yeah.
2
Yes.
or 3 races.
Yes.
So you've become very familiar with like having to do those late races, but like, do you adjust your plan at all?
I actually told some clients this. I would start practicing if you can do a workout, I think James said, like our track workout, the Tuesday track workouts helped on knowing, but then like Sunday track's different, Tuesday track's different, is knowing the timing on what to eat.
And when to eat.
When to eat, kind of.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I can have like a somewhat bigger meal, and as it approaches closer, maybe just a small like gel or a bagel or something. So I've really kind of toned in, practicing what I eat and how I feel, and going, if I go to track and I ate something, I'm like, oh, I feel a little bit stuffed. That was, maybe I ate too much. So I've really kind of concentrate how a food I feel training affects me.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's why it's so important that we practice anything you're going to do. You need to practice it, So, and I know sometimes your schedule can be a little weird as far as like work and all that stuff, but I would say, we have Sunday Fun Day, right? It's at 4 or 5 o'clock, one of the two, right? Depending on the time, or the time of year it is. Sunday Run Day or Saturday morning long run, it's at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. We have 5 a.m. HYROX class. We've got 9 a.m. HYROX class. We do a workout a lot of times at 11 on Thursdays. So there's all these different times, and so when you practice doing that, there's a sense of familiarity in the event when you go and do it. And so I think that helps a lot, because you've got a lot of nerves, you got a lot of the unknown, like how well am I going to do, what's going to happen on the race, what's the rug zone going to be like. And so the more familiarity you can have, the more it'll help you relax, because the more relaxed you are, the better you're going to perform, right? So the more nervous you are, the more like uptight you are, you tend to not perform as well, and probably not enjoy it as much either. Right. So you want to be able to relax as much as you possibly can. So I do the same thing. I run about a half mile to a mile, do all the dynamic stretches and drills that we would normally do. I drink my pre-workout, probably about an hour or so before the race starts. I'm kind of sipping on it. And then right in the corral, I'll take a gel.
Okay.
Just to kind of start my, because I've probably eaten a couple hours before that, but I mean,
kind of top off a little bit.
Exactly. Right. So, just all the things that I do before we do a big workout, those are the things I'm doing. So what about in the race? So one of the things that I think a lot of people are challenged with when it comes to the race itself is they don't know exactly how to get ready for the race, right? So in other words, like you had mentioned, they're in in that warm-up area, pushing sleds, doing a full workout.
Yes.
They're doing wall balls and
Carrying the kettlebells.
And, 3,000 meters on the skier or something like that. What are some things that, maybe the two of you guys do when it comes to like getting started to feel as primed as possible and ready to go, but then also kind of holding yourself back so that you don't exhaust yourself so much? So when you get into the starting block, right, you got the chick talking to you and she's like, this is the time.
You're never
going to get another opportunity ever again to run this race. This is it. Are you ready? And they do the countdown and they send you off.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a NASA countdown. You're so hyped.
Yeah.
You could run through a wall.
Yeah.
And everybody
Takes off.
takes.
I mean, it is just like cattle being let out of a pen.
Right. Everybody goes flying out of that start gate. And that first lap, they're just sprinting laps. And then they come in flying down the freaking ruck zone to the skier. And then my favorite thing is the ladies are my favorite.
The
ponytails.
ladies are intense.
Yeah. It's just a lot of popping in
A
line.
lot of butterflies.
Yeah.
Just for that point right there, I've made a few. I actually had a small group the other day, and I asked a question. I was like, what is your ski pace going to be?
Yeah.
When you go into that skier, you should have a pace.
No way.
And it won't surprise you. Of the people, one person didn't know, and I tell you, Joyce knew exactly what she was doing on her pace. So that going in there into your ski is especially solo or
Yep.
doubles might be a little bit different, but solo, I know I'm going to go 205.
Yeah.
It's going to be, it's going to be just enough. I'm kind of moving it. I could go faster, but I'll be gassed out.
Yes.
And it's not worth that extra 10 seconds to be tired and that you still have so much more race to go.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
So I have my plan. I stick to it. I don't care if I'm the last person off the
Nope.
skier. I'm sticking to it because it's so early in the race. And 9 times out of 10, you'll be passing those people by the sled push, sled pull. And if you're not, they're just fitter.
Yeah.
That's if you're trying to keep
one
up
thing
someone.
that actually amazes me is how often I, as a coach, and I'm sure you guys as a coach as well, have talked about paying attention to your pace and talked about,
Yes.
look, what your splits are, what's your strokes per minute, looking at that screen and making note of, when you're sprinting or when you're doing more of a threshold effort or when you're doing a longer effort to see what those paces look like. It always surprises me how often I have said that to the same people, and then I ask the question,
Like to the point of nauseum.
like, what's your pace? What's your split? And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so, like, being deliberate in your training as part of, okay, like we're talking about, we talk about the running pace as well. People do the same thing. They go out, I'm gonna go run sub 60. Well, what pace are you gonna run? I'm gonna run hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run hard the whole race. So they have no concept necessarily of what their goal pace is that they're trying to maintain, right? And if you don't have a pace that you're shooting for that you've practiced over and over and over and over and over again, well, you can kind of very easily become a slave to how you're feeling in the moment.
You're going to feel great at the start.
Well,
Everybody, even running super fast.
And the other thing that I think tends to happen is if you don't have an idea of if you do not have a plan for going into that station, specifically the skier, you are going to be looking at the people next to you and you're going to be looking what they're doing and you're going to try to match it because you're like, oh crud, I'm not going nearly fast enough or hard enough. So you're trying to match them so you can make sure you get out ahead of them or at the same time.
Sure.
And that's setting you up for failure. You have no idea what their training is. You don't know if that's like a split they can maintain for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, HYROX really, when it comes down to it, is an endurance event that's disguised as a strength event.
Yeah.
Right. So endurance is the key, right? Your aerobic capacity, your lactate threshold, yes, there's definitely strength elements and you have to have, just physical ability to move heavy things. But ultimately it's an endurance event. And so most people, a lot of times they don't fail in HYROX or lose in HYROX because they're weak. They do it because either they haven't focused enough on their endurance or they go out too hot, way too hot, Mm-hmm. So I talked to someone a couple weeks ago. And they did, I don't remember what race they did, but they did HYROX. And I was like, how did it go? And they're like, oh man, I cramped on the skier. And I was like, what?
That's really soon.
At first, when he said I cramped, I was like, okay, I could understand, I get it, right? But when he said the skier, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So he went out real hot for that to happen. And so, one of the things I always try to encourage people is to note that pacing is so important. I mean, pacing is really everything. And you will not, I heard Lauren say this the other day to some people she was talking to on the skier, you're not going to win the race on the skier, but you can definitely lose it, So I think the key is that first half, and really the first half to me would be all the way up to the burpees, right? That first half, the key is to be disciplined and probably a little bit conservative. Don't push too hard too soon. Because in my opinion, the hardest chunk of that race that's going to understand what I mean by when I say this, it's the one that's going to cost you the most later in the event. Okay. So overall, yes, I think the wall balls are so tough because it's a lot of them. You're not going anywhere and it's the last event. Okay. The lunges, they're not fun. Okay.
You're
Because
pretty tired.
You're tired by that time.
Yeah.
But ultimately the sled push, the sled pull, and the burpees are 3 events where they are at that can cost you everything.
Yes.
Right? So you could easily lose 20, 30 minutes on those 3 stations, right? If you try to do the sled push too fast, you could end up being at the sled pull for 10 minutes. You go out too hot on the runs and try to go too hard on the push and pull, you could be on the burpees for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So it could cost you dearly. And once you hit that, you start spiraling down that freaking tunnel. There's no telling. You may start walking.
You're in survival mode after that.
After that, right?
Yeah.
So, being disciplined and being consistent throughout is going to be so very important, and making sure that you're pacing yourself, pretty well. So, I would say probably that first 2K is an easy trap to get caught into.
Yeah.
Because you run hard. because you feel good in the beginning. You do the skier, you come out of the skier, you're running again. You're like, I got
The
this now.
adrenaline's hot.
And the adrenaline's still rolling. And then you hit the sled.
I mean, just like how you talk about every time with, run training or anytime I've met with you for a race, you always say conservative start.
Right.
Conservative.
Well, I like to break the race down into thirds.
Yeah.
Right. No matter what the distance is, the conservative start, the consistent middle, the push at the end.
Yeah.
So if I were to break up HYROX, for me, I would say the conservative start would be from obviously the very start of the race, probably to at least the sled push. So you're holding back a little bit. Then you try to settle in to whatever you're trying to settle into, right? So that for me would probably be from the end of the sled push to after the rower,
Okay.
right? And then the push at the end would be once you've gotten off that rower. Now it's time to try to go.
Because it's quick. You're doing the run. Kettlebells are real quick.
Real fast.
2 minutes maybe, if less.
And then when you get to the lunges, you're like, I want to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've only got a couple more runs and a couple more stations before you hit those wall balls. So, that's where you really got to push. And you also are close enough to the end that you can feel the end. When you're on the sled pull, you don't feel anything but the sled pull. And that crap, I got a lot to go. In the burpees, you're like looking down that aisle.
That long aisle.
Pathway to the turnaround. And then you're seeing the people that are already on their way back and they look dead. They got this
glaze
all tilted back, their chins up in the air. And they got this dumbfounded look like, why am I doing this? Right. And you're starting and you see them. You're like, that's going to be me in a minute.
Yes.
So, that's whatever. But so that section in there, I think, is so important to be able to control yourself and the effort, right? Be deliberate, have a sense of urgency. Don't waste unnecessary time, but don't push beyond your ability too soon.
Stick with the plan.
Well, and you have to make a plan.
Yeah, have a plan.
Do that, right? So when you're talking singles, what are some things like with the sleds that you feel are really important as far as your pacing and breaking those up?
Especially the sled push, halfway. I go halfway, take a couple breaths, and go. Then I push it down. Same thing. Turn around, trying to, like I said, we do it in practice.
Yep.
We do full lengths. We push it, multiple times, going all out. But you really feel that lactate buildup.
Yeah.
You
don't want to, in practice. That's great to kind of learn to push it to further distance. But at the race, you don't want that buildup.
No.
You want like a quick break, be able to kind of process it a couple seconds and go again.
Shake it out a little bit.
Yeah, shake it out, do a little shimmy, whatever you need to do, and then proceed. I actually had a client mention, she's done a couple races and was like, I don't know if you've ever told me that. I was a little shocked, and literally two other clients was like, he says that all the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't have to do
They pick and
anything.
choose, man. They pick and
yes,
choose.
and then I don't know, Lauren, what do you feel about sled pull?
Sled pull, I would say, really, you just got to be smart about the form. I think so many people, men and women, definitely like go in and they have their biceps locked out or they're trying to pull it in. I'm like, you're just taxing yourself. You're better to use your body weight, lean it back. Like making the right form adjustments can be such a big deal.
Like almost like a rhythm.
You have to have a rhythm. Like I literally have like a rhythm, like a 1, 2, 3 move, 1, 2, 3 move. Like something that I follow that keeps me consistent and it lets me focus on that rather than like, oh my God, this sled's only moves like 5 feet. This is dumb.
Sounds like actually that is what you do. That was very detailed and intricate phrasing.
I say that in training a lot too. I do say that, but I still have the 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. So I have a rhythm that I definitely follow. And I think if you can go in with that, and the same thing, if you get it halfway, maybe shake your hands out a little bit, keep going. And just when you get it one pull, make sure you're jogging, like jog it out, like get the legs moving a little bit. Don't just like, begrudgingly like drag yourself to the other side because it's not going to go by any faster. You still got to do it. So like shake out the legs a little bit, give a little bit of a jog, shake out the shoulders and just find that rhythm again.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, I think that's all about controlling your heart rate, keeping the effort manageable, almost to the point where I feel like, one of the things we talk about with our easy pace running is you want to, when you're done with the workout, you want to feel like you can do the workout all over again. So I feel like in the efforts that you put in the first 3 to 4 movements, you want to get to the place where not where you're like, oh crap, I need to stop and take a break, but you stop before that happens. right? So if, 6 burpees, your heart rate's through the roof, you're breathing super heavy, and you feel like you need a break, well, maybe you should do 4 burpees.
Yeah.
If 15 burpees or whatever, maybe you should do 10. So get to the point before you get too fatigued and take a small break and keep going. Because if you can do that, your heart rate doesn't spike, and because you're really your basically the goal is to control the effort.
Yeah.
Overall, control the effort, especially in the very, very beginning. And so, basically stopping when you feel like you could do another rep. So before you do that rep, stop and say, okay, I could have done one more. And then allow your heart rate to come down, catch some breath, and then move forward. So being deliberate in that place. And I think the main way to be successful is practicing that in your training, right? So like the last few weeks is less about getting in shape. And I think that's what everybody's thinking is they need to get in shape.
They need a panic.
They really need to panic train and do as many sims as possible so they can practice the race, right? When really what you should be doing is nailing down your race plan. How many burpees am I going to do? Am I going to go halfway with the sled, full weight the sled? How many seconds am I going to count? On the sled pull, am I dropping the rope to the right? Am I dropping it to the left? Am I using just my arms, or am I using my legs and my arms for the sled pull? What do those look like when you're going through it? Where am I taking my nutrition? When am I taking water? So really creating this this plan. And so kind of to your point, Lauren, a moment ago, for me, I treat each individual station as its own event.
Yeah.
So every run, I have one goal: hit the time, right? Hit the pace, come in at this number. Okay. When I get to the ski erg, I'm trying to hit a pace. That's all I'm focused on. I'm looking at my split and I'm looking at my strokes per minute, and I'm trying to keep that same rhythm, right? And since I'm doing it as a partnership, I'm also looking at the clock, so that I can get off this thing when my 40 seconds is up, right? And so I'm trying to be engaged with the job that I've given myself for that moment, and then I move to the next thing. So I'm checking my list off, right? And so each station, each run, is just another thing on my checklist. So when I'm on the sled push, I'm not thinking about anything.
You're not worried about the burpees or anything?
All I'm thinking about is the sled push.
What you're doing in that moment.
This is what I have to get done. This is where I'm going. This is the effort I'm trying to keep. This is what I want to feel like. When I come out of that, if I feel different, if I feel like if my heart rate spikes and it's too high because I pushed a little too hard, then I'm going to tell my partner, hey, we need to hold off a little bit. I need my heart rate to come down. And I know that that's not going to take long, but if I push it, it will, right? So if I try to run faster than pace, or if I get out too quickly. So I'm managing that effort through each and every one of those stations, right? I'm using time, right? I'm also constantly looking at the clock, right? I have a very specific goal time I want to hit, so I give myself little markers within the race, right? So if I want to be, we'll use an hour because that's easy to kind of denote, right? Well, if I want to be at an hour, well, at the halfway point, I should be at least 30 minutes, right? So that's the end of the burpees. At the end of the burpees, if I'm not at 30 minutes, I know I'm behind. And so either I have to pick it up or I'm not going to hit my time, right? If I'm at 25 minutes, well, am I just doing really good, or have I just screwed myself over?
Yeah.
And so you give yourself these little benchmarks where, just like you would do in a marathon or you're doing a half marathon, where you're giving yourself these moments where you're checking in to see, am I doing what I'm supposed to do to get to the end? And the closer I get to the end, then the more I start concentrating on pushing what's next, right? So what about with the burpees? Like what's some of your strategies for getting through things like the burpees?
You kind of already mentioned it. I would definitely say having a goal for how many I'm going to do. And that does differ if I'm doing it with a partner versus doing it by myself. But knowing in practice how many I can do before I start to get gassed, and that I can do really clean with like a lot of efficiency behind them. So I think that's the first thing you have to establish, and you have to stick to it. Again, I put on blinders. Don't pay attention to what people around you are doing. Just make sure I'm focusing on my form, because I don't want to get no rep to the burpees.
And I think kind of some individuals, when they look at the burpees, they just see that long line.
They do.
You have to go down. Mm-hmm. So one thing, I have a client who really is good when they have a numeric goal. Mm-hmm. So what we've done is it's going to take her about 63 burpees. To finish it. So she knows, for her, she's like, I have a goal now, rather than just a distance goal. Having that number is really, she's like excited that, okay, this is what I have to do, 63 burpees. Okay. So that mental approach helps her. It might not work for you. I might be, 63 is a lot, but just whoever. So just finding that what approach works best for you, how to kind of tackle that station. So she's like, I can do 63 burpees.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, and how they break it down, like you said, is it 5, 6, whatever that number is, but they have a goal number in mind to kind of get through it.
Yeah. I would say one other thing to add is kind of falling back into the rhythm. Also know what you're doing for your break. So if you are going to say like do like 5 or 6 and then you're going to give yourself a breather, the breather is not like 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, I think, just like, oh, they stand there, they kind of like look around, they wave at somebody, or they just like say a prayer. And then before you know it, 30, 40 seconds has gone by and you got to start all over again. But if you let your body get too cold, if you let your mind wander too much, you kind of start to mentally fall out of it. And you have to like re-engage every single time. So whether it's the turnaround, sometimes it's that zigzag formation. You have to make multiple turnarounds, which some people love. Like give yourself a specific time, 3 deep breaths, 5, 10 seconds, start moving. Like keep it clockwork.
I just laughed kind of your visualization of I've never waved at anyone at the burpees.
No.
No, I'm just joking. I was like, maybe leave me alone.
I just kind of give that look of like, can I just walk away?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's awesome. I mean, thinking of people, that are out on the course, it is encouraging a lot of times to see people that or have a sign that you recognize or whatever. But in complete transparency, for 95% of that race, all I'm focused on is what I'm doing.
You don't see anybody.
I'm not really, maybe the skier or the rower where there's like some downtime and you're standing still. Yeah, probably because you're right there in our face.
And if you have,
right. Maybe on the burpees when, you're walking behind someone.
It's a little more ideal with a partner.
Right. When you're with a partner.
Yeah.
But even with a partner, other than that.
You're focused.
Like, I'm just like, whatever I have to do or whatever I'm doing at the time, I'm like kind of locked in. I barely even recognize the music is playing. I just know there's loud noises going on, And so I think that really, for me, maybe not everyone, but for me, that really helps me because I'm very mindful of the moment that I'm going through and I'm locked in, I'm focusing on the task at hand, And so I'm just trying to whittle away at this race bit by bit by bit, There's a gentleman by the name of Dan Karnassus, and I think we've talked about it before. I don't know if I told you about it, but, when I was first learning to run like marathons and stuff, they were asking him, hey, I would listen to a lot of his talks and some of the things he would say because he was an ultra runner. So he does like 100-mile races, 200-mile races. He's ran through like Death Valley, just crazy stuff, And they were asking him, how do you run a 250-mile race? And he's like, well, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes, I've fallen asleep on the side of the road. I've just passed out and just slept for hours in the middle of a race, or like you're running and all of a sudden just like the tip of your nose just hurts or your ear hurts or something like that. And so to kind of think of running a 200 and something mile race can be very daunting and disconcerting and overwhelming. So that's not what I do. When it starts to hurt, when I start to feel uncomfortable, I just tell myself, take one more step. And then when that starts feeling uncomfortable, I say, take one more step. And I just take it literally one step at a time.
Because maybe like you said, it's very daunting to do this whatever 1K, but I can take one step.
I can take one step, right? Or I can take 1K. I can do this next 1K to the best of my ability, and we'll see what happens after that, And because what I've found is in running and in racing and training and all this stuff, the emotions you're feeling at the moment, the hurt you're feeling at the moment, all of that stuff is very fleeting, and it can pass pretty quickly, or it can balloon. And so you do the best to your ability. You focus on what you're doing at this time because 10 minutes from now, you may feel completely different, right? You may be in the burpees and you may be having the worst time of your life. It's just hurting. The pain is just excruciating. But you fight through it. You work through it. You stick to your plan. You do what you can do. You get through it. You run your lap. You take your gel. You do your rower. You come off the rower and all of a sudden you feel good again and you're ready to go. So things happen, especially when you're talking about a team, because you can work and help each other. Right? You can kind of pick up the slack sometimes. And, you may have a person who's just struggling on the freaking lunges, and then they may shine on the wall balls, right? They may get it together by the time they get to the wall balls. So, understanding that this too shall pass, right? So I think that's one of the great things about like racing and, doing marathons and HYROX and all this stuff is that it teaches you so much for how you can respond to the challenges in life. Because most of the things that we get like frustrated with or the things that overwhelm us are not like forever things. They're short-term things, right? They seem big, like we were talking about in on the Patreon, right? When you were a kid, everything seemed like it was so big, right? All your friends in high school, it seemed like they were like going to be your friends forever. And this was the most important, the person you dated. You know, the first girl I remember, my first kiss, like the whole thing, like this girl was going to be my girl forever, you know, and I am so thankful that she wasn't.
Jodeci, forever my lady.
Oh,
I could just,
yeah, man. It was like my heart was ripped out of my chest after our long 2-week relationship, you know, when she dumped me. So like this stuff is not like so hard or so world ending that if you struggle or that you don't hit the number one goal, that you can't go back, do better and try again, you know? So giving yourself some grace and some mercy and understand that, you know, if you have a daunting, huge goal, but you didn't train for it, well, don't be upset because you didn't hit it. You know, just use it as a motivator to do better next time. So at this point, don't try to like do 500,000 burpees or try to run 40 miles over the next couple of weeks. Focus on what you can improve on, which would be how you break your stuff up, creating a really good race plan. And then when you get to the race, try to execute that race plan to the best of your ability from beginning to end, right? And that is, I think, a lot of the mistakes a lot of people make, is that they may actually create a race plan. They may actually get out there, and then all of a sudden the race starts, and then it just
Throws
goes
out the window.
You know,
rip it up.
Yeah.
Or something doesn't go the way they wanted it to, and they feel a little bit different. And so, like on the sled push, it took too long.
And so they panic.
So they panic and then just blow everything else out of the water, right? It was one event, right?
Yeah.
And the thing about a lot of these events, except for maybe the sled pull, the burpees, and the wall balls, most of the events, the fastest to the slowest times aren't that big a difference. You know, I mean, maybe there's a difference in placing, but like sled push, if you're somewhere between a minute and 20 seconds, minute 15 seconds to 2 minutes, well, that's not that much time. You know what I mean? You're talking about a half a length before you're finished, that another person's finished. But that could be the difference between the fastest and like 230th place.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're so close together, because it's
The range of times, the median of it is it's much closer
Very finite.
than, like I said, a minute, whatever. But then you look at, like you said, the burpees, you know, it could be quick as 2.5 minutes to all the way to 9 minutes.
Yeah,
You know,
10
for the
minutes, 12
slowest.
minutes,
Yeah, for the slowest.
So understanding that, like, you can get back time later in the race just because you maybe had a little hiccup here or there, or maybe struggled a little bit on something. It doesn't mean your race is over. You keep rallying, you keep pushing through. So I'm assuming with the rower, it's the same situation, pacing. Know your split time.
Know your split times. Know what your stroke rates are. I think a lot of people get in there, especially because it is like right past the halfway point. And again, they start looking around at everybody else, and they all start. I think the rower is one it's also really easy to go fast on, because not a lot of people practice that slower recovery. So I think people get in there and they're like, it's halfway through, just start panicking, and they start like trying to make up time, or they're just trying to make sure their splits go down because maybe they're more fatigued than they accounted for in training.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of panic that happens with the rower. But yeah, know your split and stick to your split.
Yeah.
Know your stroke rate. Don't go faster.
I would definitely say use the rower as a recovery.
Absolutely.
So I have, you know, almost like 3 times in my mind, especially for solo.
Yeah.
I'm feeling great. Okay, I'm kind of recovering. And then, I'm hanging on for dear life.
Yeah.
So I know I'll have those splits, you know, whether it's 155, 205, 215. So I know just between those 10 seconds, I know, okay, I can really recover at this. If I need some big recovery, I know at 215, I can do that all day kind of
Right.
deal.
And you know what's crazy about that, right?
Yeah.
From those numbers you just said,
It's-
that's the difference between a 355 and a 430.
Yeah, that's
45 seconds. Now, every 45 second counts, right? Every minute counts. Every 10 seconds counts. But the difference
how am I going to do that run?
in how you feel coming off at 355 is going to be different than how you feel coming off at 430.
yeah.
Yes.
And you might be able to make quite a bit of that up on the run.
Yeah.
Right? So don't sacrifice the whole race because you want to have the fastest road time. You want to be number one, right?
Yeah.
And most of the time, the fastest runners or the fastest overall times are not the number one times in all the different events. Most of the time, they're in the top area, but they're usually just very consistent across the board.
Yeah.
They're usually faster in the run times, and they're just very higher up, top 10%, top 5% of the other things, right? So you don't have to be the best of the best at everything to get a really fast time,
Yeah.
right? What about the farmer carries? Just grip it and rip it? Don't put it down?
Pretty much. Yeah.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah. I've, you know,
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, just the quicker you can get it done. I don't sprint, but I'm moving with a purpose.
I mean, it can be a pretty tiring station just because it is, depending on your weight, can be very heavy. So your body's already kind of fatigued and there's a lot of stabilizers activating. But I mean, it's definitely not going to feel better if you like put it down 1,000 times and keep picking it up, because that's also taxing on your body to have to keep doing that lift. So get it and move. Just move as fast as your feet can carry you. If you don't put it down until you absolutely have to. Like, drop it almost. Well, don't drop it, but like, you know what I mean?
Until your hands give out.
Until your hands are giving out. Yeah. Don't drop it on your foot, please.
Not on your
or
foot.
your partner's foot.
Yeah.
That's not going to end well.
So you come off of those farmer carries. You got that 1K again, and then you got your lunges. What are some of the strategies you utilize for that?
Think, like you said, have a number count. Mm-hmm. Is it 12? Mm-hmm. When your partner's switching off, and then communicating. For me and Tommy, I think we'll have a number set. We're still working on that. But if he's feeling really good at the lunges, don't be afraid. Don't have ego. Oh, he's doing more than me. Have at it.
Yeah.
You have your part, or just like a vice versa. If I'm feeling good, he's struggling, I can, help your partner out. Mm-hmm. The bottom line is, or at least it should be, fastest time.
Yeah.
And however that goes, if we're both doing 12 and I'm getting fatigued more than he is, and we go running, he's raring to go, and I'm just, dragging butt, that did no one any good.
Yeah. Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah. I think when it comes to, same thing goes if you're doing solo, you want to have a number in mind. Don't just go until I start getting tired. But if you are doing it as a partnership, just know going in, this partnership's not going to be a 50-50 split evenly across the board, because one of you might get to a station and specifically at the lunges, one of you might feel way better and your partner might be struggling. Let your partner know, hey, let me take over a little early, or let me do a couple extra. And don't feel like you have to be embarrassed or feel bad that your partner's doing more work. Y'all want the best time, let go of the ego. Let them take it.
Yeah, I'm going to make up for that on the run,
No, I like it. So then...
And practice your transitions.
Yes, in the double.
Please.
Yes. For sure. Have an idea of what that transition looks like, and then practice it.
Practice it a lot.
Remember, we'll say it over and over again, nothing new.
On race day.
Right?
Because you can be really tired, and those transitions can get really sloppy when you're tired.
Yeah, no, for sure. So then you got that last K, and I think once you drop that bag, it's all bets are off. You just go, right? You don't hold anything back.
Nope.
You're not saving anything, because all you've got left is the run and the wall balls. And I know you're thinking to yourself, because I've talked to people who are I've actually had a partner before who was like, yeah, I didn't, I knew I had the wall balls left, so I didn't want to go, I didn't want to blow up for the wall balls. Hopefully, in your training, you have practiced putting yourself in a very uncomfortable position and then pushing yourself at the end, right? So doing a finisher of some sort or whatever. But realistically, I think you got to go, right? You got to really push yourself. Whatever's left in the tank, you use it up. And then when you get to the wall balls, I feel like, to me, the wall balls are more mentally fatiguing than anything else. Especially if you get no reps because you're not going to depth, you're missing the target or other things. And because you do have the weight of the entire event on your body.
Yeah.
100%.
And then if maybe things haven't gone the way you wanted them to, that can kind of creep into your head. Yeah. But I have seen people do two things. I have seen people come into the wall balls on pace to hit their goal and exceed their goal and blow up and take forever. And then I've seen people who had sucked it up, struggled, and end up smashing the wall balls and pass a ton of people, right? So, the first World Championships we got to go to, when, we left, it was in Vegas, we left the arena, we had watched the guys race and the girls had started racing, and, we had someone we knew that was in it, and, we were like, oh, let's get out of here. And, the person we knew was they were way back. By the time we got back to the hotel and had taken a shower and everything, they had caught up to everyone else at the wall balls, and what proceeded to smash the wall balls and ended up winning the world championship.
Oh, wow.
Right? This year, early in the year, James Kelly, he was in 6th or 7th place or something like that. He'd had a horrible start to his race. He'd struggled, I think, on the sleds. Dude got to the wall balls in 6th or 7th place and ended up in 2nd place.
Wow.
For the race, right? So if you can remember, the race is not over till you pass that finish line.
Yeah.
And so whether you use time, do as many as you can in time, whether you're using numbers, understanding that time leaks really easily. And so you don't want to get caught into the trap. Okay, I'm going to try to do 100 wall balls straight, and you end up doing 35 or 40. And then after that, you're doing 5 sets of 5, right? If you're just being consistent, and let's say I've tested this several times with athletes that have struggled with wall balls. And I've said, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go a minute on, a minute off. So you're going to do as many wall balls in a minute, and then I'm going to give you a minute break. And we're going to see how long it takes to get to 100. Without a doubt, every person has always finished the 100 wall balls in less than 6 minutes. Now, nobody in their right mind is going to rest for a minute. Okay? That's just...
Hopefully not.
That's just ridiculous.
Hopefully
in
not.
time. But the average wall ball time is probably around 5 or 6 minutes for a solo person. Mm-hmm. Well, if you know taking a minute is going to get you under that time, wouldn't it make more sense to just do that?
Yeah.
Right? And then the more confident you get, the more consistent you get, maybe it becomes more like 1 minute on, 30 seconds off.
No, and I've done it. I've gone down that, downward spiral on wall balls where you do it and then you almost like panic and you pick up the ball too soon before you've rested. If I would have rested, 20, 30 seconds, I could have, done another 15 reps. But instead you pick it right back up and then you crank out 4 and you're tired. Then you're just in that kind of downward spiral of just not getting your rhythm.
Yeah, for sure. So, and you ignore your coach, right?
Yes.
And you pretend like you can't hear people screaming, yelling at you, right? Because you're now, not only you're kind of wallowing in a little bit of self-pity.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you're just kind of like, wah, wah, wah.
Yes.
Right? So, I think that can be one of those places where, once again, remember your training. Remember the race plan. Stick to the race plan. Don't fall off of it just because maybe everything hasn't gone the way you wanted it to or because you're feeling like crap. Just so you know, Lauren, those you listen in podcast land, when you get to the wall balls, you're going to feel like crap.
You feel like garbage.
You're going to be tired. You're going to be ready to be done. So don't be surprised when you get there and you're tired.
You feel like garbage, people.
Okay? So I don't know why garbage is the word I would use.
That's the word I
Hopefully
use.
you don't feel like garbage, but
I do.
you're going to be tired. You're going to be fatigued and you're going to be hurting. That is the point of the event. It's to challenge yourself and push yourself to like your limit to see what am I capable of doing? Like how hard can I go and still survive? And I think for so many people, this event is so fun because it does push you and it does challenge you and it does like take you to a place that you never thought you could go before. And then you get done and you're like, I want to go again and see if I can be even better next time. So it's got the elements of a half marathon where you're racing for time. It's got the elements of, can I lift this weight or push this weight and feel good about it? It's got it's got the competition. It's got the vibe because you got music and you got people cheering. So there's all these different elements that bring like this really positive synergy to the whole thing. And so knowing that going in, know that it's going to hurt. If you're going to do your best, know that your training is going to be revealed in the event itself. You're not going to perform outside of your training. And know that, especially if you're doing it with a teammate, you're not doing it alone. If you're doing it with a teammate, you work together, right? It's equal effort, not equal load. So don't feel like you've got to pull your weight.
Match what your teammate
right? You don't have to do
does.
exactly what your teammate does. Maybe you're faster than them. Maybe they're better on the sled push. Maybe you're better on the rowers. Work through that and communicate with your partner throughout the event. Talk to each other, encourage each other, cheer each other on. And when you get to that finish line, celebrate it. No matter what your time is, no matter what you did something hard.
Be proud of it.
And you got to celebrate that.
Yeah.
No, like you said, that you just completed something very hard that you've accepted the challenge and embrace. Have fun out there.
Yeah.
So that's the number one thing. It's none of us is like our mortgage is not going to get paid if we don't win the race.
I was going to say they're not handing you money.
Yes,
At the end.
I mean a few people do, but for that most part,
Most people are not getting in that category.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So enjoy it. Yes, it's going to be hard. I have really, even the hard races I've done, I've really tried to soak it in as I'm running. Like really just the atmosphere of especially Phoenix, just seeing that atmosphere. Well, I was really soaking it in on the runs. Mm-hmm. So not just because it'll, as hard as it is, I'm sure you guys have experienced it. All of a sudden you're like, holy smoke, I just have 2 runs left.
Yeah.
You won't even, you're like, wait a second.
Yeah,
This is
in a heartbeat. It's almost over.
You're all of a sudden you're grinding through the sleds, the burpees, and the next blink of the eye, he's like, this is my last run.
Yeah.
what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, where did it go?
Yes, where did it go? I mean, your legs feel it, but
Yeah.
mentally, like, oh, I'm near the end.
Yeah, it is so funny to think about that. Like in the beginning of the race, when you're going through and you're struggling, it seems to be so daunting and never ending. And then when the race is over, you look back, you're like, man, that was quick. I could have done better. I should have done better. I could have gone faster. I should have pushed here.
You almost immediately start thinking about like where you could have improved it. Yeah.
Or where you maybe you didn't give what you could have given.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, I always just suggest, don't get caught into that trap, right? Do your best. I always say do your best so you can do better, and then you do that. But in something like HYROX, I think it's just always best to go out there, and if you have a plan, do your best to stick to the plan. Don't run off the rails. And if you do, I just feel like you can't help but be super successful, right? When you get done, you can look at your accomplishment. You can look at maybe even the things you were challenged and you kind of failed on, and you can use that in your training to adjust and adapt and move to another place, right? So I'm super excited about this weekend. It's going to be a great time. We've got a ton of BC athletes out there that are going to be racing. I'm super excited about the pep rally we're going to be doing on the 21st. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to really kind of get that energy and that kind of bring that team atmosphere to the whole thing. I'm excited about the Shakeout Run. I'm very curious as to what it's going to look like. Like, is it going to be like it was last year? Is it going to be bigger? What's the feel and the flow going to be of it? So I'm really excited about that. And I would just encourage all of our listeners that are out there. If you're in the Houston area, if you're going to be here on March 26th, come out. Memorial Park at 7 p.m. We made it to the Cullen Run Center. Come run with us. We'll talk about the race. We'll encourage you. We'll learn who you are. We'll support you. And if you listen to the show, you're not doing HYROX, you want to come run with us, come run with us. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be every time we get together, it's a good time.
Hence the title, Running with James.
That's it, right? So be like Lauren and Carlos and come run with me, right? So just as a reminder, guys, HYROX is tough, right? But it's also very rewarding. Probably one of the most rewarding and fun races I've done. And so we train smart. So since we train smart and we train very deliberate, let's race smart. Let's race very deliberately, and let's get out there. And I'm so excited to see what everybody's going to do, and how they get their PRs and podiums and world championship qualifications, all that stuff. I'm super excited about it, and it's even more exciting because it's on our home turf, right? So
yeah, it's nice not having to travel.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, guys. Well, that is our show for today. We appreciate you coming in. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, share the show with the people that you care about. If you've gotten anything out of it, let us know. You can always comment down below. You can also DM us if you have any questions or maybe there's topics you'd love us to talk about. Feel free to reach out. You can DM us on Running with James Instagram. You can also follow us on the Running with James Instagram, and Lauren at the Backyard Bohemian. Carlos at Los 200, and then you can follow me personally at BC Coach James. And then if you would like to get some sweet gear, you'd like to support the show, you can go to mybcfit.com, click that link where it says get your gear now, and you get some sweet stuff to race in. And if you'd love to get additional content and support the show as well, you can go to patreon.com/runningwithjames. And you can become a Patreon member. And so super excited about all the people that are part. We thank all of our Patreon members like Larry and Courtney. And I'm trying to think of some names.
I mean, childhood trauma today is well worth it.
Yeah.
It's well worth it.
The childhood trauma we went through today was amazing, right? I think Mike is one of our Patrons as well.
Okay.
So shout out to those guys. They're some of our newer Patreon members.
Awesome.
So we appreciate you guys for everything that you do. Thanks for being a part of this community. We hope it helps you because I know it helps us. So guys, remember, no matter what, when you change your mind,
You change
your life.
peace out.
Bye.